Вислухай, Божі, благає.
In October of 1899, a Basilian, Father John Damascene Polilka, arrived from Ukraine to serve a small but growing community of Ukrainians in Winnipeg. Father Polilka knew that the Ukrainian people did not have their own church, but shared a church with the Polish Roman Catholic community on Selkirk Avenue. Father Polilka understood that for these pioneers, a church was more than just a building. It was a meeting place and a foundation for the community. The church was where their identity, language, traditions, and spiritual heritage were preserved. Father Polilka met with about 150 people to discuss forming a parish committee and to search for a site upon which to build their church. For the price of $450, a plot of land was purchased on the corner of McGregor Street and Stella Avenue, the site of the present Metropolitan Cathedral of Saints Vladimir and Olga. The site was blessed and dedicated to St. Nicholas the Wonder Worker on December 8, 1899. Through sacrifice and hardship, a parish was born. The people who had gathered that day became the first parishioners and formed the original committee of the first Ukrainian Catholic faith community in Winnipeg and the first urban Ukrainian Catholic one in all of Canada. They had no church building, but that was soon to change. There was very little money, but there was the strong desire to succeed. Through much effort, hard work, sacrifice, and planning, the construction of a church was finally completed on May 1st, 1901. The church held only about 70 people, less than half of the number of the people who had gathered to form a parish committee. Nevertheless, a dream finally had been realized. The parishioners knew that if they kept their goals in mind, put their trust in the Lord, and did their very best, everything was possible. On January 31st, 1904, the Lord entrusted to them their first permanently appointed priest, Father Matthew Hura, a member of the Order of St. Basil the Great of St. Josaphat. Since that time, St. Nicholas has been under the spiritual direction of the Basilian Order. Through his guided direction and the cooperation and dedication of the majority of the parishioners, St. Nicholas Parish grew at a very fast pace, and it soon became clear that a larger church was needed. Although there was again virtually no money, help came in the form of a loan from an old friend, Archbishop Langevin. He agreed to lend the parish $18,000 to build a new church, but only if they were to build across the street from their current location. A second dream was realized on December 19, 1904, when the parishioners, in prayer and song, moved from the small church to the larger church across the street. At the time, St. Nicholas became the largest Ukrainian Catholic church in Western Canada. Today, only the bell tower remains on that site as a heritage monument. In the late 1940s, the parishioners decided that the parish had once again outgrown the church building. Plans were drawn up for a new church building that was supposed to be one of the finest and most beautiful Catholic churches in all of Canada at the time. Owing to church politics and a series of complexities, that plan was halted even though the lower level of the building had already been completed. Today, parishioners refer to that building effort as the church that never was, and to the steps that were in place as part of the foundation as the steps that led to nowhere. A roof was put over the lower level foundation, and the facility was used as an auditorium for weddings, socials, and church dinners right until the 1970s. It wasn't until 1961 that Metropolitan Archbishop Maxim Hermaniuk granted the Basilian Fathers permission to purchase land at the corner of Arlington Street and Bannerman Avenue. The parish committee signed a contract with Arlington builders for the construction of a new church and monastery, based on the plans prepared by the architectural firm of Green, Blankstein, Russell Associates at an estimated cost of $648,000. The architects of the current church building, completed in 1966, were St. Nicholas parishioner Alex Nitschuk and Bernard Brown, whose other projects include Winnipeg City Hall and the terminal at the Winnipeg International Airport. The structure is built almost entirely of reinforced concrete. Manitoba Tyndallstone is used on the exterior surfaces. The unique domes and arches have a built-up roof over concrete covered by a glass fiber outer skin, simulating the color of aged copper. The same green hue is found in the 11-foot diameter fiberglass orbs, which grace the corner buttresses and are surmounted by crosses. A 12-foot cross rises above the skylight in the center of the exterior main dome. In 1974, to commemorate the 350th anniversary of the martyrdom of St. Josaphat and the 100th anniversary of the city of Winnipeg, St. Nicholas Parish planned a stained glass window project. Over the course of the next 16 years, window panels depicting the Easter story, the life of Mary, the Mother of God, the history of the Ukrainian Catholic Church, and various events from the Holy Gospels were installed in the arched windows on the four sides of the church. In 1988, to commemorate the millennium of Christianity in Ukraine, above the main entrance to the church, a magnificent mosaic designed by Emil Talesian of Toronto was installed. The mosaic depicts Christ with his arms extended in a gesture of welcome. The inscription in Ukrainian and English reads, "Come to me, all of you." The mosaic covers an area of 320 square feet and is made of thousands of small square and rectangular pieces of blown glass tiles, 70% of which are of Venetian gold. With its unique Byzantine-inspired roofline, its stunning mosaic, and its intricate stained glass windows, St. Nicholas Ukrainian Catholic Church is truly numbered among the more interesting architectural sites of North End, Winnipeg. Over the years, however, the unique domed roof has required several major maintenance procedures, including the complete replacement and rebuilding of the roof in 1977. Although the original intent when building the church was to install a copper roof, due to the shortage of funds, the copper roof was substituted for a fiberglass one. The serious consequences of this substitution would begin to show some 25 years later, as water damage along the inside roof lines would begin to appear. In 2005, 2 independent consultants were commissioned to determine the exact condition of the roof, and it was found that the only viable long-term solution was to once again replace the entire church roof. The firm Senishin Architectural and Interior Design, headed by John Senishin, a parishioner at St. Nicholas, has been commissioned for the project. Architectural plans are currently being drafted for the replacement of the decaying fiberglass roofing structure with a stainless steel one, assuring Winnipeggers that an important part of the 100-plus years of Ukrainian history and culture in the north end of the city will be preserved for future generations.